Hi guys, I just tried to do this video and it said there was an error, so hopefully everything is okay now. So if you were watching and it clicked off, I'm back. And hopefully you can hear me okay, so let me know if you can't because I don't have my ear things on. So I want to start doing some videos about things that my clients are struggling with. So the root problems people are struggling with, right? So the root problem is basically the real problem, right? So people might come to me with a presenting problem like anxiety or panic attacks or eating disorders or whatever, but that's actually just a symptom of the underlying problem. So one thing that a lot of my clients struggle with is shame. Anybody with me with the shame? And it's interesting because women who I work with have a very deep sense of shame often. Men don't quite feel it the same way. Men might have shame around an event, right? Or something that happened or that they did, but women seem to have this deep pit of shame, for want of a better word. And if you're confused about what shame is, people get guilt and shame mixed up, right? So guilt is, I did something bad. Shame is, I am bad, okay? And I think that's from Brene Brown, her definition of shame. And so when I work with a client, we actually can just get in there and get rid of it very quickly. We just disconnect those old patterns, right? We work with your neurology to make it all go away. But if you're struggling a bit on your own and you're not quite sure what to do and it's feeling a bit overwhelming, except, excuse me, I'm gonna look at my notes. I want you to start to try to break apart that emotion, because then what it says to your brain is that it's not real, right? It doesn't exist. It's like when you say a word over and over and over and over, and then it doesn't mean anything anymore, right? That's sort of what I want you to do with the emotion. So first you're gonna identify the feeling, okay? So what is the feeling? Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it something different, right? What is it? And this is a good journaling exercise, so you might wanna jot this stuff down, okay? Where does it show up in your life? All right, is it in all areas of your life, or is it just one? Is it body image? Is it around sex? Is it around smartness, intelligence, something like that? Ask yourself, why do you have it? All right, so, and then ask yourself, is it rational? Does it make sense? Is this something that I need to feel? Is this appropriate, right? Ask your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, because you're gonna be getting very different responses. Where did it come from? Ask yourself, was there an event from my past, maybe you were real little, where I first felt shame, right? We call that the root event. And that's something that I help my clients get to. But maybe you know what it is, right? Maybe you don't know. Maybe you need to close your eyes and just chill and relax and ask your unconscious mind, what is it? Where did it come from? Is it serving you? And I know consciously people say, well, of course not, right? Unconsciously, there might be some gain from having this emotion, right? So maybe it gets you out of doing things. Maybe it allows you to not shine as brightly as you should. Maybe it, I don't know, allows you to not really try for things, right? So identify what that, we call it secondary gain. What is that, if anything, how it's serving you? And I want you to step into the feeling and imagine it just breaking apart. So however that looks like in your brain, just like bust it out. Imagine it breaking apart. And then realize that it's not really real, right? And that you have a choice on how you can feel. Because the big thing that I want to give to my clients is choice. Because we think that we have to feel this way, right? That's just how I feel. But you're actually able to choose to feel something different. So when you're deciding that it's not real and you have a choice, ask yourself, what do I want to feel here? Instead of shame, how would I like to feel? Maybe it's proud, maybe it's happy, maybe it's grateful. Because gratitude is really the antidote for almost any bad feeling, right? So if you go through those steps and do some journaling, it should help relieve that feeling a little bit. You don't have to just do it with shame, but shame is what we're talking about today. You can do it for any negative emotion that you feel. And that's my little process. So do that journaling exercise. And as always, I'm here to help. So I do have a couple spots open before I go away for breakthrough calls. So if you want to find out a little bit more about what I do or get a little bit of clarity about maybe your root problem or what you're struggling with, my breakthrough call is free, and I'll post the link below, and you can check it out. Ask me any questions, and we'll go from there. So feel free to post questions too. I'm losing my train of thought below the video, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday.